quite imposing. It's quite imposing. We now have a tram line. She cuts all the way through the city. We got to move our television production studio. Hey guys, Wheatywaffle here today, and we are back in City Skylines 2 playing our city of Walden. And in the last part, we built out this fantastic subway network. I'm really happy with how this is going. It's getting actually really good usage too. Now watch when I show you. Nobody's riding it. Well, okay, we have some usage. Not many people are using Old City Line, but if you remember, the Old City Line right now only goes from this Market Town subway plaza. Oh, I'm speeding things up. From the Market Town subway plaza over to Old City. Eventually, this is going to go out this way and probably become some kind of elevated rail. This one here might also become an elevated rail. The Old City Line can maybe service this area, and then this other green line we have can service that cloud, can service over here. So we're going to figure out both of those in a different part. In this part, there are two things I want to work on. I kind of teased doing trams in the last part. I think we need to do that today. And I also asked you guys what you wanted to do with the television production studio. Now, some of you said it has to stay. We can't move it. There's no way to move it. It's stuck there. And other people said that as this area got more dense and Old City began to grow, we got the train station next to it, and the surrounding areas began to develop, this could move because it would be too loud for the production studio. And Publio actually said, why don't we move the production studio somewhere else, and then we can replace it with some kind of government building. I think that's a great idea. But before we do this, I think the bigger project for the day is working on the trams. So my thinking, what is this street called? Oak Grove Street. My thinking is Oak Grove Street becomes a 4-lane tram road. We figure out a new bridge setup to cross over top of the canal. It heads over here. All of this needs to get upgraded into 4 lanes. So we're going to have to move some things around and reassess how some things are laid out. It'll come back over this way, and then we're going to somehow get it to connect over here into Blackwood and connect kind of the entire coastline with a tram line. We currently have a bus line that does that. So Anchor Ward Blackwood kind of loops around Blackwood, heads along the coast, does this weird kind of switchback on itself to get over to this stop here. And then because we have a number of one-way roads set up over here, it has to loop around this other block and then travel down into the local bus station. I'm going to delete the Anchor Ward Blackwood line. We're just going to completely get rid of it. For the moment, we're going to repurpose what happens there. We don't need it here. The hardest part of all this is going to be Union Bridge, which as the city's gotten bigger, this bridge is not really big enough. There are times where it works, but there are other times where we get backups along this road, and it just becomes a problem. So I'm going to say, let's go ahead. Some of this we are going to have to anarchy because we've got this, what is this thing called? The signature center. I don't know what it is. We got to get rid of all of this to make room for our new bridge. So we're going to decommission the old bridge, and I'm even going to remove the roundabout here and just let that be a 4-way intersection. And then we have to see what bridges would work. I may have to move some things around. I mean, I can tell you right now, along this edge here, there's not a ton that I feel compelled to keep. This is just a little apartment building. These are some small homes. This is a parking lot. This is an office building. This is the sports bar. We might need to move the sports bar somewhere else. So let's see what our options are that have trams included on the bridges. Can I filter by trams? Doesn't look like I can. I've got, different packs, but none of them have trams. This one, 4-lane or tram plus 4-lane road, double-decked, extra-dosed bridge. Let's get a sense of what this looks like. We're going to do this over here. Oh, see, this is going to be way too big. Like, that's too much. Because I would really want 2 supports. Does that feel like overkill for this area? If I just was to drag this across. Actually, that could look kind of nice. How does that work, though? If I just place this here, we have trams on the top, and then we've got the 4-lane underneath. That would be a really intense hill for the tram to come down. I was imagining the trams were going to kind of share the road. And I guess I should probably pause it because I just deleted an entire bridge that connects everything. The extra dosed bridge Are they always 2 layers? No, this is 1 layer. It's quite tall, but I think something like that could look pretty neat. So that one was that was the 4-lane extra dosed bridge. We have the 4-lane one-way extra dosed, 2-lane and 4-lane double decked. I don't necessarily want double decked. 2-lane two-way green truss arch bridge. So this would be very similar to what we already have, slightly different in style though. 6-lane two-way suspension bridge. Distance too short. That has to be quite long. I mean, I don't actually know if this space is even long enough. It could be, but I'd have to go really far in, and I kind of want to reconnect to that intersection if I can. Although it's going to match, I either think we do this guy or we do this guy. And I'm leaning towards this just because it looks, because it looks different than what we already have. And I think the height will kind of make more sense as we continue to expand and upgrade our city. Oh, you know what? That's only 2 lanes. So that one's out. This one has the 4 lanes I want. Now, can I, before we do all of this work, can I upgrade this to include trams? I can. And then the trams would be the same height as the road. Okay. This is what we're doing. We're doing that guy. How far would I have to get this to go to get to? At least 500 or 450 meters-ish. I'd want to be... I'm going to have to clear some of this out. I just know it. I'd want to be somewhere around here. And honestly, all I have to get rid of is the things that it's touching right now, which is not that much. It would delete these 2 buildings here. I think we can say goodbye to those buildings. I was thinking more it would get rid of this section because it's a little bit lower density. So we got to move a few things. First thing that's got to move is the sports bar. You're in the way. I would say I got to move it here, but I think I have to move this bottle cap facility, so that's not going to work long term. This can't actually fit right over top of there unless I move that pathway, but I do like having this large bicycle plaza. We're going to get rid of this. We know we don't need that, and we don't need any of this. How big is this section? Oh, get rid of that little section, and we can leave the rest of that for now. Then we'll get rid of this parking lot, and we'll get rid of this office area there. I know we were saving this to be just a little tiny grass area, but I think you just move the sports bar there. Right? Move the sports bar there. Here. We'll even just place 1 or 2 trees right in the midst to kind of protect the residents next door from having to hear all the noise. But this is like a hotel, right? No, it's technically residential, but it just kind of like gives me hotel vibes. But then that kind of is turning all this here. These are both touristy buildings. Then over here, we've got more of a touristy section. Okay, that works. That works. Then we got to move. What is this? USA Northeast Medical Clinic. Now, is there any areas where we'd want to upgrade what's already there? Got a little bit of a frame rate issue there. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Right here. Oh, it's a little bit too deep for that. Can we fit it inside one of these blocks? No, but we did sever that block there. Maybe this is the time for us to also build a hospital downtown. And if that's the case, I think this just goes. How many patients are here? Only 6. For now, I think we just delete it. And we're going to try to leave that bicycle park. We'll see if we can do it. Now, let's see if we can kind of redo this the way we had it before. If I do snap to zoning, snap to the grid. We were thinking this would go right here. Am I crazy? Is that where it was going to go? Maybe not there. Maybe it was going to go right here. Yeah, it's going to go right here. What are we intersecting? Clearance too low. Oh, well, we don't even have the right clearance. That's not going to work. All right, so let's raise this up to 22.5. That work. Stop. That works right there. We lose a building, a house or two, but now we've got a brand new bridge. Quite imposing. It's quite imposing. Anarchy's off. The boats can still go underneath. I mean, it is cool when you're walking this way to like be underneath such a towering bridge. I think we're going to run with it. I think that's what we're going to do. Okay. Now this area is going to require a lot of work. So first things first, we're going to have to get rid of this parking garage. And I think we're going to have to remove this section of King Street. And if I check, Pelican Bay does stop here. So I think we have to get rid of that stop as well. Let's just clear off this stop and go ahead and remove this section of Kingsgate Street. It does mess up this building. There's going to inevitably be some buildings that just can't hang, and that's fine. That's fine. We want this to curve, turn on angle, basically from here down to here. And if I snap to existing geometry, I could get this to go right here. Say potentially even keep that building. Is it perfect? No. What if I build that again though? Hold on. Build it again and turn on constant slope. We snap to this. We go from here down to here. Now for some reason that's saying it's overlapping objects. But it wasn't overlapping objects before. But now we're overlapping this. What is this? UK police station. And is this parking garage, or excuse me, this police station set to any operating districts? No. Okay. Get rid of this. We'll find a new home for it. Connect this right over into here. So now we got a 4-lane right there. Great. Now, this was a platter building, so I am just going to go ahead and delete it because sometimes if you delete a platter building by placing a road down, it just messes things up. So I want to avoid that at all costs. We're then going to upgrade this road here. Doesn't impact our skyscraper at all. Now, we are going to have to get rid of some of this park. How much? We lose this bed, and we also lose those 2 connecting paths, but we can easily reconnect those back up. Let me turn off delete surfaces just so I don't make any crazy mistakes here. Upgrade that into a 4-lane road. That works well. Now, this is where things are going to get hard. I mean, part of me thinks I can just... Can I just move one piece and not the other? This is just station services. Okay, get rid of station services. Scoot this over and turn off snap to road. We're just going to scoot it right over to here. Replace station services right here. It's all going to need to be reassessed and readjusted because, like, that doesn't look great. I also would love to just have this kind of sit here in the middle, like right about there, and see if that will work for us. I don't know if it will. Okay. This doesn't even work. I mean, we could come back this way. If I upgrade this, and this is already set to the right size, then technically this area here would be what I would want to upgrade. I think we have some paths that are in the way. If I go here and get rid of my net lanes that I placed one there and I placed one here. We'll have to put those back. That should solve that problem. So it does offset the road a little bit, and I almost feel like if we're doing this, it shouldn't do that. So what if I was to grab this from here and just send this almost straight on out? If I turn all of this off, and better yet, if I turn all this off and I just curve it like this, that's not bad. We still keep a good portion of that bed. I also know that everybody hates this crematorium being here. Everybody hates it. Should I change it? Do you want something else there? I'm sorry you don't like it. Let's then do just a tram road. And I think we bring the tram road from here over to here. Oh, wait. First, we probably need to upgrade even further. The tram road can go to here. Does this avenue just continue? Does this continue down this way? We maybe even consider downgrading this. Is anything else at this stop? No. Nothing is there. So then, get rid of this little stop. What if we were to downgrade this? It can be a 3-lane road with a key on the one side, just like that. We will place back the palm trees. Can I not anarchy them on this side? You can't. Okay, they have to go over there. That's fine. I think we even consider getting rid of this section of Eastgate Street for now. And then we bring an avenue right through here. Now, if I remember, this is very similar to what was already here before. This might have been exactly what was here before. If I just send this in to here, let's just go straight with it. And then if I was to curve this from here to here, right? Downgrade this road into a 2-lane road, which I might even rebuild that road entirely and just connect it off of here. I don't know yet. Continue upgrading this. This whole portion should be relatively easy. There's not much going on over here. Then we do get to the dairy house. Now I could just move the dairy house back one. It's now going to say it's not connected to the road, but then we'll upgrade. It will be. We're going to lose these industrial buildings. That's fine. Then I think we go back to the tram road. Right? If I turn on our heights here, I want to stick this to the ground. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to curve this way. I don't want any increase in height, or as close to not increasing as I can get. Continuous. Go here, go here. Go here. That actually went down. Not what I wanted. Hold on. Just like that. So the tram will travel right there. Then I think the tram goes down this middle road. I don't think we upgrade this into an avenue. We then upgrade all of this to have trams on it. Go around this block. And then... Now, why are you saying... Because the angle is too angled. You don't like the angle. What if I do that and then I just remove it from here and here? A little tram pull off. We can work on that intersection a bit, make it look a little bit nicer. But then we can use this guy, the compact refurbished tram depot. I've not used this, but this could fit in. Oh my God, it fits actually perfect. This one I know is very big and I'm just not a fan of it. Maybe I used this in a previous build, but I don't think I did. I like the idea of it going right here. Oh, I've been playing a lot of Planet Zoo. So I'm hitting Z to rotate my camera or rotate the item I'm holding. And that's not how that works in this game. Z does not rotate things. Z brings up that menu. Although I should set it so Z rotates things because that's actually a great character for that. All right. If this goes right here, the trams have more than enough room to move around. And I think this style would match well if we replace a lot of this with this like old school industrial once we see how that looks. Okay. There's that section. Go back to this. Our tram now has an easy way to turn around. Go back down this way. Now all this needs trams. And there's a good chance things could break here. All of this is pretty simple. It's when we get into the city that I think things are going to get a little bit more challenging. Send this all the way through here. Send this all the way through here. Turn everything off there. I don't want any of those on messing up my build. Now, what are you overlapping? What are you overlapping? You were just fine moments ago. If I anarchy this on here, there's me hitting Z again. Does it break the bridge? Oh, it turns it into that. I don't want that. Don't tell me you're going to make this more difficult than it needs to be. What if this went even a little bit further so it had to stay 2? But it keeps our tallest building. If I then go and I add trams, it does not turn it into one building or one support system in the middle. Okay, great. Now, this is all going to see a lot of change. It's going to have to. So I think we got to do this. We got to get rid of these houses or these businesses. I know they were a callback to the OG setup we had. It's just got to go. This has to go. That might be able to stay. My gut tells me it's not going to, though. If I go from here down to here, and I turn off snap to ground, shut up. That works. No way. That worked. Okay. Okay. Then we upgrade this into a 4-lane. Oh, it already is a 4-lane. We upgrade this into a 4-lane. You've got this crossover. It does clean up this intersection, although it's still not ideal. It makes it look a little bit better. Because I agree. It was looking kind of funky fresh before, that's for sure. All of this then would get trams. We now have a tram line. She cuts all the way through the city. I don't hate it. Now, we really should just go block by block and fix all of the things I've done. We do need a turnaround here. Is there any world where, like, this tram junction... Hold on. Hold on. There has got to be a way. If this was downgraded into a regular 2-lane road, this was removed, turn off delete surfaces. Could this fit in here? Not yet. Not yet. Pedestrian paths. Upgrade. Better yet, delete. Place this pedestrian path right here. Just like so. Could this now fit in here? There is a space. There is a space. It's a it's a pass-through station though. Oh, that's what I want is the tram loop. But I can tell you right now that's not going to fit. Shut it down. Is there a pixel where this works? Not really. What if this road was just scooted over a little bit? Like, what if we took this to here? Doesn't delete any buildings. We now have a much larger block to work with. This then becomes this tram turnaround station right there. Across the street from the bus depot. Now, there's a lot going on here that I think before I go further, this is the first block we have to look at. You don't need all of these intersections. I think we just keep the intersections that are related to the actual road. I think we get rid of that intersection as well. We get rid of that intersection. So you cross this way, you cross this way, and you can cross over top of here, right? Then we come down here. Nothing needs to happen over here. This is all fine. We're going to need another kind of end to the tram. I'm not going to figure that out just yet. For now, we'll stop here. You go over the bridge. We've got some open room here that we've got to fix. What kind of building is this? North American medium density row housing. If I look here, we do have 2 tiles that we can work with. Let's just do this. That'll all fill in. You've got some houses that are right over here underneath the train, or underneath the bridge. Is there any world where I can put them underneath the bridge for real? Like, if I was to come here and do that, would those build into something? Like, if I just picker this building. Oh my gosh, I keep trying to rotate things with the wrong button. I mean, technically it could work. If I platter this, oh, that's actually kind of cool that they're underneath of the bridge. Okay, great. No other changes here. That looks pretty good. This block used to have, look at all the cars from the parking garage, used to have a medical clinic, and I don't think we can fit that here anymore. Is there any world where the parking garage could fit here? Probably not. No, it's a bit too big, and I wouldn't want it to kind of clip into there. We could do one of these parking garages along the side. This one's just far too large for that. There's also the overground parking lot, or there's the underground parking lot, which could go here too. I don't necessarily think I want that. I will say too, now that we've done this intersection here probably needs to change too, because it's not necessary in that way. I think this right here could probably just get some office buildings, or we could do mixed use, NA housing mixed use, or USA Northeast mixed. Oh, let's do that. Let's place this here. Let that zone in with a few things. We'll have to come back and check on it. We're going to keep it on pause until we get all of this sorted. Now, I think without the bridge filling this with traffic, a lot of these overpasses are unnecessary. We will keep this overpass, although it does block those windows. We're going to keep this overpass here. We will re-add the crosswalks here, here, and here. And we can remove the bus lane because we don't need that little dedicated bus strip anymore. Get rid of that. And I almost think that we can reduce that into the normal 2-lane road on both sides, like its friend. Maybe give it a matching key on that side, which allows for all of this to kind of be the same height. Could this block, which used to house the parking lot, now house a hospital of some kind? I don't know if it's going to work. The hospitals are all quite big. That one is huge. Japanese hospital, also huge. Chinese People's Hospital, huge. French hospital is even big. You know it's bad if the French hospital is even big. All of these just keep getting larger. No. So a hospital, ooh, urban medical center. That's actually kind of exactly what we need over here. This is kind of an urban area. If the urban medical center went here, it can get some upgrades, specialized clinics, specialized treatment, help citizens in the urban medical center service area remain healthier. It's got an insane upkeep per month, but we're making $210 an hour. So I think we do it. And then ambulance depot, a space-saving underground depot adding several additional ambulances. I think we do that too. Fully upgrade that. I am also going to put a key along that side. We won't do one on this side because this building is technically fronted to this side of the street. But then all through here, I think we just give it a few more trees. I told you, we're going to go block by block and fix everything we just did to this poor section of the city. Oh, you know what? And I was going to go block by block, and I just decided to straight up avoid this section. This needs to come straight on out. Just move it right down to here. Keep it where it is. It's kind of functioning like a fake road almost. It's not really a road, but pretending it's a road. That goes underneath, so I have to use anarchy for this so I don't delete that building. But then I'm going to fill the back half of this right here with some grass. Turn anarchy back off. It probably needs a few trees in here to make it look like it all makes sense, just to make it feel like it's intentional there. Okay, so now we've got the trams there going over the bridge. All those blocks have been fixed, and we've added back an urban medical center. I am going to limit where this is serving. Over here, these clouds, I got to turn those off. Is this serving any particular district? It's not. All right, so this is going to service Stadium District, Walnut Heights. It can get over here into Pelican, Bolin College, Daisy, like all of these areas, it can get to that hospital really quickly. And I also guess Willowbrook will be serviced by that hospital. Here, this hospital will be servicing Harper Park, I guess all of these here. There's not Pelican. Well, no, and Pelican. Marketown, Emerald Pier is going to service all of this. And then if you're on this road, you can come down and you get to this intersection, you can turn to the hospital. So it also makes sense for this to service this area as well. But Willowbrook is districted to go to that hospital. Now, I don't normally do that with my hospitals, so we'll see if I regret doing that in the future, but for now, that works just fine. Then right along here, I think we do some additional housing here. And I think as a callback to what we were doing to begin with, we do something from the Netherlands. Let's do the, where is it at? The Netherlands medium density housing. If I use platter here, we almost could fit a 4. We can't do a 4. We could do a 3. And if I moved that path, because we could also do a 3 right here and just get rid of this path entirely. There is just enough space for that to fit in there. We're going to do it. The path just kind of cuts through there. It's like a remnant of one of the old roads that was through here. Move that to here. Grab this surface. Move that to here. Fill that in. And bam. A little bit more green space kind of open right there. Then right here we did have these beds. I'm going to leave it. I'm not even going to mess with it. Let it be what it's going to be. Turn everything off here. Does it look as pretty? No. But I'm not mad about it. That can stay. Okay, this is all coming along here. Right here, I just need to fix the surfaces. I don't think we need to reinvent the wheel here. Call that one a day. Buses still work just fine. This goes down this way. I did remove these 2 invisible pedestrian paths. I am going to add those back. I think that's connected. Yeah, that's connected in. Okay, great. So there's all that. Then we got to figure out what we're doing here. So we've got these 2 roundabouts. I do like the idea of there being a road here, but I almost think it's going to be a one-way, 2-lane road that comes off of here, curves up and in, and it's just a way to get into this area. It also gives me a clear understanding of how to fix this. So this will go to here, this will go to here, this will go to here. That's done. Beautiful. Then for this one, do we go straight right here? Because I kind of think I do. I kind of think we do a 2-lane road straight, and we just go right from here straight on in. If I go right there, it doesn't have to be anarchied. Perfect. All right, so then the tram comes up and along this way. It comes over here into this section. It has the option to turn around. This intersection here, I think, needs a little bit of extra work in that we just don't need as many crosswalks. You can cross here, come down here, and if you need to go this way, you can. And if you need to get back, you go that way. Is it ideal? No. It's incredibly inconvenient. But I think that's just better than having all that stuff going on. And then what if I was to grab the, I think it's pavement surface 2, kind of hide that little section. Okay. All right, I think that's everything. Now, we do need to place back a police station and a parking garage. What if we did police headquarters so they can cover a larger service area? Done. Done. We've got the French one. Could look cool right there. It doesn't necessarily have to go here. Oh, right here. Boom. This is USA Northeast Police Headquarters. Absolutely. What if we find a new home? Oh, you know what? I do want to find a new home for this road maintenance building. Do I have any road maintenance buildings over here? I don't. One could go right here. What are the upgrades? You already have it. So if that road maintenance building moved out of the city, I have another one over here now. So then there's 2, kind of both servicing all of this. It frees up this huge block in Harper Park. And that can be where our new USA Police Headquarters building goes. I do think I'd want to place it along the side, along the corner, right? We've got this new Police Headquarters building. Looks really good. We've got a nice 4-lane road in front of it. No. But we do have a bus station right in front of it, which is great. And then this road, I think, could be upgraded to have some parking along both sides. And maybe we also do divided. Because that would fit. Oh, look at that. That would fit the whole thing. We'd lose a house. If I do this, would I lose the house? I wouldn't. What's this one? 2-lane divided angle parking road. Again, it's the fact that it's so large. It clips that last house. And I don't want to lose that house. There's also a part of me that thinks instead of doing the parking there, what if I was to place some kind of parking lot behind the police station? Like this is like, we'll pretend it's like a police lot. And you know what? I even think we center this. Okay, you know what? We're going to undo some things. Turn this back into this, the 2-lane road it already was. That's now centered. This will go right here in the back, also in the center. What is this? A helipad. That is going to drastically increase the noise for all the people living here. I don't think we're ready for that just yet. So I think we're going to leave this as is. Grab the chestnuts. Do them at the mature level. And we're going to send a line of chestnuts along here. Maybe 15 unit spacing. And we'll send a line of chestnuts along here. It's nothing fancy or crazy, but it just fills out that block a little bit. Extends that height further down and gives us back some valuable space. We needed that room. So that gives us all everything we deleted except for the parking lot. The public parking lot. We're going to pretend that other one is a police parking lot. We already got rid of the alley here. So we could get rid of the alley here because there's not one here either. So it would just be the two tiny side roads. If we did this and we placed it along this road, it would be not too far from another one. So we should actually place it along this road instead. I think we might do that. I think we might get rid of this section of Fairview Street. Delete the buildings that are here already. Oh, yeah, and I placed this little custom guy there. Get rid of that, too. So now we've got this new block here. We could then fill this with a large parking lot. It's kind of like the parking lot that services the hospital, right? Parking lot's there. I'm automatically going to go ahead and upgrade it because we know we're going to need it. Get rid of the few trees that are here. There is this back exit, and I kind of want to have that here. What if I was to take... The only downside to the one-way alley is people park on it, but if people park on it, do I want it going towards the hospital? No, I kind of want it going away from the hospital. And better yet, I don't even want this. I think what we do, instead of a road, we could do the small pedestrian street one way. That could work just fine. You'd exit towards the hospital, or you could turn in here. I think you'd turn in here. Right? Small pedestrian street, one way, but it does connect up into there. I do think now that we have that, we can upgrade this road into 2 lanes. Or 3 lanes, excuse me. So you've got dedicated turn lanes. And I also think that here, we'd get rid of the pedestrian crossings and the light. We'd leave the light and pedestrian crossings here because you would park here and then walk into the hospital right there. Then right here, you just need some new buildings. How's the zoning set up? Pretty fine. I'll take that. I say... Right here, we do some offices. I think I might go for the USA. Hit play. How does that fill in? You're going to give me that. You're going to give me that and not put any zoning behind it? You're out of your mind. Actually, what do we do with 3x4 EU mixed housing? Is that an option? There is one. Why not? It's a little bit different. But it will put some... residents in here too, which is not too bad. That's a fun building to have there. Okay, that solved all of that. Now we've got our road back. It's going to cause serious problems with traffic for a minute. It's also going to stress Ashburn Street in a way that I don't think I was ready for. Can I scoot this skyscraper over to here? And can I upgrade this road? Is there any world I can upgrade that road into a 4-lane road? And better yet, 4-lane with this lane here being asymmetrical, and you're going to have a dedicated turn lane for the bridge. And this lane here being asymmetrical as well. So there's no parking along it. It didn't change anything about our towers. We did just remove what was here. I'm half tempted to just turn all this into concrete and then put some kind of like fountain or statue in it. We do have a fountain right there, but what if this right here just got expanded? And then right here, we need something to make this look a little bit more interesting. But like, what if we did this? And we just had this like, I don't know, this canopy there, just to give you something more interesting to look at. And I would say, if we do that, get rid of this canopy and this line of trees, and then instead, this section here gets 1 oak tree and 2 chestnuts. And then we put in some playgrounds. I know we've got playgrounds in here somewhere. There we go. Now we got a little thing for the school, little playground. That's great. All right. EU tram stop, NA tram stop. I'm going to do the NA tram stop. We already have a tram stop right in here, so I don't need to place one there. Then this is going to curve down this way, and it's going to go over the bridge. It's a long route. It's going to go over the bridge, and the first stop, I think, is going to be right here near our bus terminal. Do I do it in the middle? Ah, crap. It could do divided. It only gives one lane of traffic here, though, but I could be okay with that. If we did it the whole way along, that would be great. I mean, to do that, though, I'd have to upgrade all of this, and that's a huge, huge, even bigger project than what we just did. That's going to see some major changes to things. I don't want to do all that. But we could do this and have it in the middle. Nah, we're not going to have it in the middle. I'm going to keep it where it is. So we're going to have a tram stop right here near where that bus stop is. So we've got one tram stop here off the bridge and one tram stop here. We'll also have more down this way, and for now I might just go ahead and place one and two, and eventually we'll figure out how those work. And this is going to come down this direction. We're going to have our first one stop right over here, maybe right in the middle of the block. Then we're going to have another one come over this way, and we will have one stop over here somewhere. I'm thinking maybe right in the center of this block or this block. I like that this one's set one back from here, so we're going to do right here. It's going to loop around. Doesn't need to do a second one there. That one can be the only one. We'll place another one here. Comes all the way down here and stops again here at this park area, which is actually perfect. I'm going to move that one, I think, over just a little bit. It'll come back through here, and it'll restop here for now. And that's the plan. So you're going to go from here all the way over to here, all the way over to here into the industrial area, and you'll make a second stop in the industrial area because it's a little bit large. You'll stop back here. You'll stop back here. Cross over this very large bridge, and you'll stop right here. There's our first tram line. Now, I also think we get rid of all the bus routes that are along this road that we don't really need. If I look, I've unhidden all the buses. Like, there's no one using this bus stop or this bus stop, either of these bus stops, this bus stop, this bus stop. I mean, most of these are going to be covered by the tram. So we can decommission having this bus stop for now. That one does have a stop on it, although, nope, it's working fine. I say it looked weird for a second, but maybe it was just me. We did have some parking over here that we removed. Now that the bridge is in place, is it possible for me to place like a large parking lot underneath? If I was to snap to the road? I absolutely can. So you know what? Underneath of the bridge, there's going to be a large parking lot. And then I think for here, I'm just going to clean this up really fast and just make that whole section into grass. And it's turning fall. Look at that. I love that we didn't have to mess with this at all either. Does this mean that this area isn't as finicky? Like if I was to grab like a path and just go like this. Yeah, removing that path has fixed this area from being a total menace. So let's do this. Let's actually connect this into here. That's much better. It's just concrete for now. Doesn't do a lot, but we can figure something out for that in the future. Gives us some more opportunities to expand that block if we want as we keep going. All right, all under here, we did delete a few buildings that were here. I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to place some medium density Netherlands style buildings with platter. They only go this far back, but I feel like we could get a nice collection of them right in here. If I place this along here, oh my gosh, how many times are we going to see that menu? If I was to go smaller with it, could we fit them? No, it's just too tight. Just too tight. I'm also going to place another set right here. Right? Let those fill in. If they grow underneath, why not? Just give us a little bit more interest over here in Sylvester. All right. Last thing we got to do, now that we got our tram up and running, we're going to check it in a minute. We got to move our television production studio. And I'm wondering, we've got our trams, our subway line area here. So that's not an ideal spot. But I'm wondering if over here, kind of off the highway, We're starting to get a little bit shallower with our density, so it could go there, or it could go over here, and there is a tram stop nearby. There's trains, but the trains are a little bit further away. So if this was to be moved, it counts as an office. Overlapping items. What are you overlapping? Road required. What are you overlapping? There's nothing over there. It's overlapping that intersection. Okay, we're going to place this with anarchy right over here, just for a second. Then we're going to move it without anarchy. And it fits just fine. So it's right off this major road, right? You can come on in off the main road. This road actually comes down and basically dead ends. I have to figure out a better way to make that look nice. We do lose our parking lot, which isn't ideal. And I almost wonder if there's a separate road that this pulls off of. What if this was to go right along here? Actually, no. Send it over this way, which I think this works out because if it backs up to the water, there's not going to be traffic behind it or the noise of the road. We then can take a road, excuse me, send this straight on through and send it down to here. And then this can become the new parking lot area for the movie studio. It's not fancy, but it'll do. There's our new TV studio. Now, there's not much happening with it right now, and that's okay. I'm going to get rid of all of that there. We can figure out how that all connects later. Something else should probably also go here. I don't know what that would be. But now with that gone, we can also remove all of this unnecessary parking. Turn anarchy back on. Now we've got this brand new area. Ooh, I don't remember who left the comment, but someone did say I should remove this overpass. It looks a little strange in front of the train station. I couldn't agree more. So we're getting rid of that. If you want to cross, you have to cross around the long way. I didn't make the rules. The rules are just here. That's just how that works. Can I place an intersection in the middle on my own? Like if I was to just go like this with anarchy and place this right here. And then I also decided I wanted to put this here. And then I deleted this road. It would get rid of that. But see, now we do have... Yes, there we go. Okay, now we've got a crossing right in the front. I like that way better. It doesn't actually connect up into anything. Not ideal. Can I just make that happen right here? Anarchy's on. That's okay. Turn anarchy off. Now we've got an additional connection right into the train station. That makes way more sense. And we have freed up this huge plot of land. Now, technically, we are in Old City. However, it's the government, so we are going to buy City Hall. I don't think we can fit the Central Bank because that building is huge. Are there any other fire station, fire watch? There's no other, like, government-style buildings. Disease center. It wouldn't be over there. This is all transportation, air. Gotta do air soon. Tourist attractions. Why don't we just buy tourist attractions to see what we get? I am curious. I don't plan on building any of these right now, but we've got an observation tower. We've got another observation. Oh my gosh, that's huge. The bronze statue. Kind of fun. Kind of fun. Could go somewhere. Could go over here and replace the lighthouse we have at some point. Water park, meh, mid. Medieval castle, makes no sense. Modern art museum, I do like. And then we have the old lighthouse, which you can get like a restaurant. And then we've got the traditional Chinese temple. Okay, we're not building any of that. Nice try. Let's do one of these government buildings. If we go over to administration, we can do the community kindergarten we already had. What's the new stuff? Right here, we have the French City Hall. Very small. Very small. We have the Japanese City Office. Also small. City Hall unique. It's a little bit too large unless we were to get rid of that road. And I don't want it to face the train station. I want it to face the water. Modern City Hall. I don't know if that makes a ton of sense because of where we are. Too big. Oh, the EE City Hall could fit just fine. And interestingly, the EE City Hall is the first one not to cause the issues with placement and overlapping. So it's almost like the game is telling me this should be what we place. What if I turn off Snap to Road and we rotate it around and we set it back a little bit? It still should connect, but let it set all the way back. Huge plaza in the front, and it looks out over the water. It's also next to another large building. If I fix all of this surface here, I also think I would want to get rid of... You know what? I think I want to undo the overpasses. We'll keep this overpass. We will get rid of this extension. You don't need it. And we'll keep this overpass. We're going to get rid of that middle extension. I do think, though, we are going to re-add crosswalk right here. This one has been moved further down the road. That one is totally fine with me, but I do think we need one here. And so it would be down here. Or you know what, better yet? No. No. We're not doing that. You can cross down here. Is it fair? No. But that just is what it is because you're next to City Hall. Okay. It fits into the old vibe. Like, I like this. Minus 3% import costs. We can't change the color or anything. So, like, this is what she looks like. She has no upgrades. But she's right there. She's large. She's in charge. I do think we would probably keep the Japanese radio mast. Gives incredible connectivity right here. You wouldn't have to worry about your internet connection. Let's put in some trees kind of all around it. But there we go. So now we've got another large building in here. It's a little setback from the action, but I like that it's next to the train station and it's next to the large, what was the name of this park? Daisy Field Park. So it's also here next to Daisy Field Park. And honestly, hold on. Now seeing that, I think this becomes a part of Daisy Field Park. Right? It's starting to split Old City a little bit. Because now Old City is filling in this weird section. But what's going to end up happening, I have a feeling, is that Old City is going to be relegated to like this tiny little square. And it's like this historic square we can't delete because everything else will start to upgrade and change. Although I did say in the last part, I think that, or 2 parts ago, that everything on this side of Daisy Field was going to stay low in height. This still meets that requirement. So I'm not mad about it. Okay. Looks pretty good. How is our tram doing? Let's get a look. Tram line 1. We're going to call this... What road are you on? Garnet Street? That's just such a terrible name. And then you become Oak Grove Street. And this is Bosworth Bridge. We're going to name this Bayride Tram. All right, we got 34 passengers. Let's go to this one right here. Where are you at? You're right here. Okay, let's go to this guy here. Yeah, you're finishing up your route. Go over here to this tram. We've got 0 people on the tram right now. We're going to ride this tram through its loop and just see how this all goes. It's had some time to sit here. We've got 1 person on it. The whites are so white. Look at that smoke. I really need to figure out what I want to do for this industrial area. Part of me thinks that we begin to revitalize this and change it up. I just haven't spent the time to figure out what that looks like yet. I should do some detailing around that tram track. We then head down here. This area is great. Not a ton of people using it to get back into the city, but I would bet we're moving a ton of people into the industrial area because this particular stretch is really quick and easy. Heads over here into the city. We make our 1 stop in this section of the downtown. We now have 6 passengers. There's how many trams on here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I almost want to reduce that just so that more passengers are on each tram. But that probably would limit how many people would be interested in taking it. So maybe I won't do that. I do like how this crosses over. This bridge looks really nice. All things considered, it fit in this area okay. There was a few things we had to move, but it wasn't too terrible. Then we're going to have this turn. I'm not in love with this turn, but I think it's just a part of having this asset. It's just how it works. We're now at 13. We come down this way, and we're going to head right back over the bridge. Look at that. Heading over the bridge into the city. We got the tram, the ferry underneath. Just moving right along. Look at her go. I wonder if that bronze statue goes right here. Would that be crazy? I do love that it goes next to the sides of these buildings. It looks great. It looks great. All right, let's keep going. We're moving up and in. We're coming up to our only stop in this section of the city. This one has 17 passengers on it, or people waiting. This one has 28 people waiting. I just picked the wrong tram. Because now we got 11. Moving right along, we're going into the downtown. Is this an industrial spot? 89 Garnet Street? I'm going to bet you this is industrial. Or it's the opposite way into Sylvester. Yeah, this is the opposite way. Garnet Street, then this becomes Tram Loop. Yeah, so that was the opposite stop. We're moving up this way. Stopping right here. Now, we did delete the bus line that was here. I don't know if we should place it back. I'm not sure if we need the bus line. And we even have these little areas where it's just tram. Love that. Moves right down the center street here on Broad Street. We have 25 people waiting at this stop. Oh, that's great. It's 25 less cars that are on the road. Boom. 26 people. And then we're back to where we started. This needs some work. This needs a lot of work. The question is, do you fit here? Oh, you don't fit. If you fit, it could have been considered. It's a wacky building. But I don't think you fit. Alright guys, I think that's where we're going to end this part here. A quick shout out to my channel members. Thanks so much for your support. I really appreciate it. If you're interested in becoming a channel member, click the link in the description below to unlock custom emojis, loyalty badges, early access to videos, save game files, members only content, merchandise discounts, and more. And until next time, leave your questions, comments, and feedback down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Lord, I follow your dad out. I can't have your tippy taps. I can't edit them out.